There was a little girl about 3 years old was going to a daycare center called B&G Daycare in Liberty City. Well, the mom went picked up her daughter and noticed that she had a Band-Aid on her forehead, but yet it was still bleeding because she thought it was a minor cut, and it ended up not being a minor cut. It was something that she needed 4 stitches. Yes, 4 stitches for. Let's roll the clip.
It hurt? It hurt bad?
Little 3-year-old Keyyuna Bryant leaves Holtz Children's Hospital Tuesday night in her mother's arms after getting 4 stitches on her forehead from an injury so graphic we made the picture black and white and did a minor blur in order to be able to show it on TV.
In the paper, all it says is that she fell, the little boy pushed her, and she fell and hit the floor.
The mother says the incident happened at B&G Daycare and Preschool off Northwest 27th Avenue and 79th Street in Liberty City, where Keyyuna has attended since she was 2 months old.
I got inside of the school and I see that my daughter is gushing blood from her front of her head, and all they did was put a bandage across it, and when I took it off, like my baby, you can see my baby's skull. Like you can see the inside of the bone inside of her skull.
After posting the picture of Keyyuna's injury on Facebook, it went viral, getting nearly 7,900 shares as of Thursday night. According to this accident report, the mother says B&G Daycare provided her with, it describes little Keyyuna's injuries as a cut on her forehead. Her mother says she's outraged the school did not seek emergency care, but rather, according to the report, the treatment was to wash and disinfect areas, put bandage.
Hi, how are you? We're with Tunnel 4.
We paid a visit to the daycare center and asked to speak to the director. We were told she was not there, but this woman told us there was no wrongdoing on their part.
The inspectors came and looked at the cameras and saw this was an accident.
We asked for the paperwork, but the woman refused to show us proof. The Department of Children and Families, which licenses child care facilities, shows that since 2015, B&G Daycare has not complied with some of the requirements during 5 different visits by inspectors. The violations included areas of the facility were found to be in need of cleaning, children did not receive adequate assistance with toileting, and the facility operator did not have documented proof of an annual fire inspection. The mother, who says she's transferring Keyyuna to another daycare, says she wants B&G Daycare to be held responsible.
My baby's face, like, do you see her face? Like, she gonna have a scar forever. My baby not gonna look the same.
You know, it could not been me, ladies and gentlemen, picking up my little girl and she needed 4 stitches in her head. Oh no, I would end up going to jail that day. I'd have been acting a fool, because how is it that you got my child coming out here with 4 stitches? But see, this is the main reason why I do not like or advocate for daycare centers. I don't. I believe, and it's just me, and I believe in this wholeheartedly, that when you have a child, you know, you stick with the mom, you stick with the woman, okay? You stick with her, raise your child, be there for your child. Now you say, oh, well, she crazy, she this and that. Well, you know what? You shouldn't have laid down with her, she crazy, or she got this issue or that issue. You should have thought about that. You made a child at that point. You need to take care of them. And, you know, what real men do is take care of their children and say, you know what? You could stay home, you know, for these years, and I'll work double shifts, I'll work triple shifts, just so you can stay home with the baby, raise the child, at least so they can go to school. And if you want to go back to work, or even to start a business, a home business, if she wants, and not she ain't got to do nothing, start a home business. There's plenty of things that you can do, work from home and make some money if that's what you want to do. But that child should not be in any kind of daycare. And I think if we as men in our community would push that line that no daycares, unless now, if it's grandma, you know, family, you know, the trustworthy family, okay, fine. Drop them with grandma, and grandma say, yeah, you know, she retired, she loved the kids, fine, grandma. And that's what, you know, most of us are used to, going with grandma or growing with the great auntie or someone that the child can be, you know, taken care of if you have to work. But if it's not something like that, no, I mean, dad needs to step in. Dad needs to make sure mom is there to take care of the child, because these things can be prevented. You know, when I heard that that child was in that daycare from 2 months old, I mean, that just bothered me. It's like, I don't just, you know, I understand people got to do what they got to do. Trust me. I get it. But just for me, that just to leave my kid with somebody else that's not family for at least 8 hours and go to work and come back, and that 2-month-old child can't tell me if somebody did something or not, to him or her. At least a 3-year-old can say, hey, this happened to me. But at that age, like, oh man, I just, they so, precious. They can't talk. They unprotected at that point. So I'm not a big advocate of daycare centers at all. I'm a big advocate of mom staying home or going to grandma's, because, that sort of thing would not happen if she was with her mom, or she was at grandma or grand auntie or somebody, to take care of the children. But, the lawsuit definitely needs to happen. She's definitely going to win, or they're going to settle out of court for sure. But, brothers and sisters, just take that in consideration. Let's raise our kids ourselves and not entrust people who have violations at a daycare, multiple violations. If they don't care about their own business, then they don't care about your child, because following the rules and the guidelines, that's something that they should have been on top of the first time they told them about it, not going on year after year with all these violations. It's just that simple. You should put none of your children in any kind of daycare if it has open and pending violations. That says a lot about them as people. If they're not going to take care of their own livelihood, why would they take care of your precious children? But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this particular story. Once again, I'm a push. Moms should be able to stay home with their children for a few years. And I feel as men, we need to work hard and provide so they can do so.